Have you ever woken up feeling anxious, heavy, or just off even though nothing bad actually happened? No argument, no bad news, no clear reason, and yet your mood is low, your motivation is gone, and your mind feels foggy. What if I told you the problem might not be in your head at all? What if the real cause is much lower inside your gut? Today, I'm going to show you something that completely changes how we understand mental health, something science is finally catching up to. Because your gut is not just a digestive organ, it's a second brain, and it may be silently controlling your emotions, your anxiety, your cravings, and even your depression. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why fixing your gut can literally change your mind. I'm Dr. Susan, and here we talk about health, science, and real facts that actually matter in daily life. My goal is to simplify complex topics, clear common myths, and help you make better, informed decisions for a healthier future. If you value knowledge backed by experience, you're in the right place. Now let us dive into something that might be affecting you right now without you even realizing it. Most people think of the gut as a food tube. Eat, digest, poop, done. But that idea is decades outdated. Your gut has its own nervous system called the enteric nervous system with over 100 million neurons. That's more neurons than your spinal cord. Let that sink in. Your gut can sense, react, and communicate completely independent of your brain. And the communication doesn't go one way. It goes both ways. This constant two-way conversation is called the gut-brain axis, and it never stops. Think of your gut and brain as two cities connected by a high-speed data cable. That cable is called the vagus nerve. It sends information every second. Is your gut inflamed? Are bacteria balanced or chaotic? Is there danger or safety? And here's the shocking part. 90% of the signals travel from the gut to the brain, not the other way around. So when people say, "I feel it in my gut," they're not being poetic. They're being biologically accurate. Your gut is constantly updating your brain about how safe, calm, or threatened your body feels. Let's talk about chemicals. Serotonin, dopamine, GABA. We're told these are brain chemicals, but here's what almost nobody tells you. 90% of serotonin is made in the gut. Large amounts of dopamine originate there. GABA, the calming neurotransmitter, is heavily influenced by gut bacteria. Your gut bacteria literally manufacture mood-controlling chemicals. If your gut ecosystem is healthy, your brain receives calming, balanced signals. If your gut is inflamed or chaotic, your brain receives danger signals. This is why gut problems and mental health problems almost always show up together. Inside your gut live trillions of microorganisms. Bacteria, viruses, fungi together, they form your microbiome. This ecosystem weighs about 2-3 pounds, roughly the same as your brain. And just like the brain, balance matters. When good and bad microbes are balanced, health. When bad microbes dominate, dysfunction. That imbalance has a name: dysbiosis. Dysbiosis doesn't just cause bloating or constipation. It causes chronic inflammation. Inflammation doesn't stay in the gut, it travels through the bloodstream and crosses into the brain. And inflammation in the brain is strongly linked to anxiety, depression, brain fog, mood swings, emotional instability. This is why many people feel, "I'm tired of being tired, I'm anxious for no reason. I don't feel like myself anymore." It's not weakness, it's biology. Here's something most people never realize. The gut doesn't just affect digestion, it directly shapes your mental state. Certain bacteria living inside your gut can actually produce toxins that raise stress hormones, disrupt sleep, intensify sugar cravings, and even amplify fear and anxiety responses. These harmful bacteria thrive on sugar, ultra-processed foods, alcohol, chronic stress, and poor sleep. And the more they grow, the worse your mental state becomes. That's how a vicious cycle forms. A bad mood leads to bad food choices, which damage the gut even more, and that damaged gut feeds right back into an even worse mood. Now here's the empowering part. Your gut microbiome is not fixed. It changes fast. In as little as 3 to 7 days, your gut bacteria begin shifting based on the choices you make. That means you're not stuck. Your gut is responsive, adaptive, and trainable. And this is where prebiotics and probiotics come in, not as trends, but as powerful biological tools. Prebiotics are not bacteria themselves. They're the food that beneficial bacteria need to survive. Fiber-rich foods like vegetables, seeds, nuts, fermented roots, and resistant starch feed the good microbes. When those bacteria consume these foods, they produce short-chain fatty acids, powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that calm the brain and stabilize mood. This is one of the real reasons whole foods reduce anxiety. It's not magic, it's chemistry. Probiotics, on the other hand, are live beneficial bacteria found in foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and other fermented foods. They don't just support digestion, they improve stress resilience, lower cortisol, improve sleep quality, and enhance emotional regulation. But here's the key: probiotics only work if the environment supports them. You can't plant flowers in toxic soil. Chronic stress is one of the fastest ways to damage the gut. It physically weakens the gut lining and increases intestinal permeability, often called leaky gut. This allows toxins to enter the bloodstream, triggering immune reactions and inflammation in the brain. That's why stress management isn't optional. Practices like breathing, slowing down, spending time in nature, and meditation aren't luxuries, they're biological necessities. Sleep plays an equally powerful role. Just one night of poor sleep can shift gut bacteria in the wrong direction. Bad sleep increases harmful microbes, reduces bacterial diversity, and raises inflammation. Good sleep does the opposite, it restores balance. So if your mental health is struggling, look at your sleep before blaming your personality. Movement matters too, but it doesn't need to be extreme. Moderate exercise increases microbial diversity, improves gut motility, lowers inflammation, and stabilizes mood. Even simple walking has profound gut-brain benefits when done consistently. What surprises most people is the emotional shift that follows gut healing. People often say they feel calmer, less reactive, and less driven by cravings. Some say their anxiety feels distant, not because life suddenly became perfect, but because their nervous system feels safer. That's the gut speaking. This isn't about perfection. It's not about eating flawlessly or living stress-free. It's about supporting your inner ecosystem. Small changes, more whole foods, less sugar, better sleep, lower stress, gentle movement create massive shifts. And your gut responds with gratitude. Your emotions are not random. Your anxiety is not a personal failure. Your depression is not weakness. Sometimes it's your gut asking for help. When you nurture your gut, you're not just improving digestion. You're calming your mind, strengthening resilience, and reclaiming emotional balance. If this video helped you understand yourself better, share it with someone who might need it. And remember, healing doesn't always start in the head. Sometimes it starts in the gut. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in next video.